This is Richard Nicolai, freetheanimal.com. And what I'm doing here is a little bit different. You notice normally um, I take a video and I upload it, I put it on my computer, I upload it to YouTube and so on. I thought that I would just try a live stream from my phone, and then it goes in. People can watch it live if they want, but otherwise it still uploads. I've got my phone on a tripod. And let me get myself situated. So the title of the video is, Are You Better Off with the Internet? I say on large that we are, but sometimes I swear to God, I think, man, let me adjust this just a little bit here. Maybe that's good. Center myself there. I've got it in portrait. I didn't even know. So it's sideways on my tripod, but I didn't even know until I started setting it up that you can actually stream in landscape too. But I already had it set up, so it's like, go with portrait. The internet is really a great thing. I mean, that's what we're doing right here. So I'm going to, cut off the branch I'm sitting on, so to speak. I got on a computer for the first time in 1979. How long ago is that? It's like 43 years ago. Yeah. And I never got off of them. I took many computer classes in college. Started working with them, doing work for a job in 1987, on 7th Fleet staff. They had a mini computer with terminals throughout the ship, but then they got a bunch of PCs as well. So started working with it. Doing real stuff like creating Lotus 123 spreadsheets, drafting messages, what we call email today. Then after that, I got my first piece, my first personal computer in 1990 when I lived in France. I had my parents buy it and a monitor, and they shipped it to me to the U.S. consulate in Marseille. So I drove her, picked it up. The computer worked, but the monitor was shit. So I had to buy a monitor locally to use it. But so that's that in itself. 1990. That's what 32 years ago. And I've been on a computer almost every day of my life since then. And then the kind of internet started up in about 92. I had a CompuServe account that was command line. There's no graphic interface, no nothing. It was command line. And came with a manual this thick, right? I actually exchanged the messages with Rush Limbaugh once on it because he used to advertise CompuServe. And then there was Prodigy, and then America Online. I had all of them. I had my first website that I created myself in 1994 for business, right? and never ever looked back. And I thought it was great and it was fine. But it gives me pause now for a lot of reasons everybody knows about, all the censorship and everything. For a long time it was like disregarded as sort of a toy, something like that. And so, but then what blew it out of proportion, or blew it up, if you will, is the iPhone when 2000, what was it, 2007-ish, 8 something, right? And the smartphone, which Apple invented. I mean, there were kind of smartphones then, and we had some for business, like the Palm phone, which was pretty cool, and a couple of others. But it was not this networked and the social media. Now they're just ubiquitous, and it gives me pause. And I was out a couple nights ago, and I was out at this bar, and I'm looking around, and it's a Thai girl bar. There's cute little chicks running around all over, humping for drinks, right? And sit down, chat with you. But instead of doing that, so there's some people in there doing that, but you have a bunch of men there. Instead of chatting up, face to face with a girl, right? Buy her a drink. She makes 100 baht. That's about $3. And no, they're face down in their phones. Then you look on the other side of the room, and there's a bunch of bar girls who are there to make money by, talking, being personable, and getting drinks. They're face down in their phones. It blows my mind. It's the Thai people use their phones like crazy, and they're all well connected. Most of them use Line or WhatsApp or Facebook or all three, whatever. But they're on video chats with friends like all the time. Rather than go find somebody and get face to face and talk to them, no, on their phone. No. It's very clever. I use it plenty myself. I had a chat with the girl this morning, about 11 o'clock for a few minutes. But unfortunately, that's the only way to communicate right now. Hopefully, I get out there to the village soon enough, or she comes here to Phuket. But here's another thing. Another thing is that you have all these messaging apps. Used to be email, and I kind of resisted that until I didn't, and then I became like voracious with email. And I write because me, I write. freetheanimal.com, I write. And and email is perfect for me because you can craft a nice email and you can insert photos, do all of that. But you But when it was email, it kind of pushed out snail mail, except for like Christmas cards and stuff like that. Right? Remember back when you had to like get a pen and paper and put stuff in a letter and or in an envelope and write it out by hand, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, go to the post office, and if you're lucky, you get a reply back within a month. You know, but so email made that really cool because you could get a reply back in minutes, right? Hours, right? And people generally answered their email, right? There wasn't so much spam that people, just got tired of email altogether. And then, text came along, SMS, MMS, texting, right? And I resisted that. I hated it at first. I preferred email, right? But now you've got Line, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Twitter private messaging. You have Signal, you have Telegram, and how many others, right? It's so bad. So I use Line primarily because that's what's mostly used here in Thailand. Oh, and you have WeChat and WeMe and all these others, man. There's so many now. And so many people use different ones. So you have all these things, excuse me. And so sometimes you don't know, you have a message from somebody on one of them for days, or in some cases weeks. Like that happens to me on WhatsApp because I don't initiate messages on WhatsApp. I have a few contacts and friends on WhatsApp, and so I forget. So I don't open it even for weeks, and then I see, there's a message from somebody a couple weeks ago. So it's back to snail mail, kind of. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about all the censorship bullshit. There's signs it's jumped the shark because people are just sick of it. So I guess that's about it for this time of live. I got no live viewers, but of course it will go up and be, maybe I have one. I guess I have one or something. So maybe it'll go up and it'll automatically just be a published video. So actually pretty easy. I might start doing this more for these short videos. Okay.